they get into the millions and they're like, oh, hundreds of thousands isn't that good anymore. And I definitely felt like that for a little bit, but I don't feel like that anymore. All those people really matter, and it's something to be really proud of.
Get ready. It's time. Christina, Catherine, Lisa, Amy, and Lauren. Welcome to the Cimorelli podcast.
Hey, I'm Christina.
I'm Catherine.
I'm Amy.
I'm Lauren.
And we're Cimorelli. Welcome back to
The Cimorelli podcast.
Woo!
Welcome back to episode 192. Today we're doing a year in review. You know, it kind of rhymes. It's giving like Dr. Seuss in a way. But yeah, you definitely noticed, so we have a new setup today.
Yay! We changed it up.
Yeah, we want to try something new, be a little more comfortable.
This was sponsored by me.
Yeah.
Not really sponsored though.
It
was
was
though, because I brought these chairs from my very own home.
Yeah.
So it was.
It was sponsored by you, us, the little boys.
Yeah. But it was
The
my
little
vish.
boys.
Just
Guys, if you're wondering who the little boys are, those are our brothers who are ages 18, 20, and 22.
Yeah, the age.
Somehow we still call them the little boys.
Because they
Not
are.
little
They just will always be.
It's a big family thing.
And they like moved everything in here with us.
Did you say what we're doing or no?
Yeah, I said we're doing a year in review.
We're going over our whole year 2023. And yes, guys, we got this whole new vibe. We're trying to do a whole new vibe for 2024 of the podcast. Make it a little more, I don't actually know what.
it's like it's like
chill.
cozy. Like
make it
Yeah.
feel even more like you're
Homey.
hanging out with us.
Yeah.
You're just in our living room.
So this is the launch of our brand new vibe for 2024, even though it's 2023. And we are taking the next 2 weeks off for a little break, and then we're coming back with all the new vibes that you see right here. So this is the last episode of the year, and then we're going to be back January 17th to see you guys.
Woo.
See you
We
then.
will see you then.
All right, we're going to jump
Ah.
into our year.
Why? I start every year with such high hopes.
So what we're going to do is, instead of high and low of the week, we're going to do what was your high and low of the year.
All right. Who wants to start?
Okay, I'll start. Okay, so 2023. This was the most not painful year of my life, so that's good. But it was the most stressful year of my entire life.
Yes.
33 years. So that was interesting. Yeah, I've never had a more stressful year than this. So that was
Speaking of
cool.
30, I turned 30 in a year and a half. I have a year and a half left
gosh.
of being young.
better
Oh
live it
my
up.
gosh.
I better live
Amy's
it
gonna be
up.
singing
live it
"Used
up.
to Be Young" by Miley Cyrus.
Yes.
Okay, so most stressful year of my entire life. Yeah, the first half or like 2/3 was not so much. That was pretty bad. It was not good. It was really bad. It's not good. But I really made a turnaround in this year. So my low is earlier and my high is later. So I think that's kind of good. So my low of the year was postpartum depression.
Not the depression.
Was when it was like peaking, which was like March, April, somewhere around there. That was it was a bad time. It was actually like right around when we were filming Skin, which was cool because I was
Ooh.
depicting
I
postpartum
wonder if
depression
that
in it.
like brought it up more, do you think?
No.
Okay.
That was good.
Okay.
So yeah, postpartum depression, low of the year. That was the worst. It was pretty dang bad at that one point. So then my high was when we did our development week. This was behind the scenes. When was that?
That was in September.
Okay, so in September, I had end of September? Beginning of October.
Oh,
I
yes.
had a huge realization. I can't describe it or explain it to you guys because it's too in depth, but hopefully it's not too vague, but it's too in depth to explain to you guys. But basically I had been like feeling pretty confused for a while. Like, what are we supposed to do? And I have not felt very confused in my life almost ever. And it was going on for so long. I just felt like I didn't know what like the right next move was. And I felt like I couldn't really be a leader. Like I didn't know what to do. But then in October, I felt like I had this huge realization and a lot of things opened up for me in my mind, my mental space, and just all this stuff started changing in October. So it was like a really great high for me, and things just changed and started to like fall into place. And it was like, yeah, it was a really great high. It was just like a realization. Yeah, I don't know. I can't explain to you. They know what I'm talking about, but
Love it.
It's hard to explain. But yeah,
I
just
feel like
trust
we
me.
kind of talked a little bit about this on one of our Patreon live streams. Like we talked about the development week and like what our realizations were. I don't know, maybe that was when me and Lauren did it alone, I think. But I'm pretty sure we talked about this. Yeah, because there was one where I think people were sick or something, and Lauren and I did one. But anyway,
that was my
live
high.
stream crew.
And now I'm in a pretty, then that turned my year around. So then, since then, been much better. Next, high and low.
I can go. Age order. I thought you were going to say, I was like, oh, I know her low is going to be kidney stones. I thought that was going to be your low.
No.
Okay.
So that's not even the low. That's wild.
That was a little vacation. I got to be in the hospital.
Vacation.
No one was asking me to
Oh my
change their
God.
diaper. No one was yelling at me. So that was actually not a low at all. It was the most
Was
painful
the low when you were at
thing.
home though, like waiting to go back to the
No,
hospital when it
that
was
was not the
painful?
low. That was that. I would take that over the stress for
Amen.
sure. Not that bad. Okay, next.
Okay, I'll start with a low and go to a high, and I'll say that all of my highs and lows are the one thing that they all related to is the human body. Okay, I'll just go with
Oh.
that. So I will say my low of the year was basically the months of January through March. It was 3 months long, and it was like very intense illness in our household. It wasn't just like, oh, a cold.
I remember this.
It was like high fevers, adenovirus, emergency room, croup. I broke my toe. My son had surgery. Like there was like so many medical events that happened in the course of 3 months that I was just exhausted. I remember I thought I was like going to lose my mind just from like being in our house, like cooped up for most of that time and feeling like, I think the worst thing was not even necessarily all the medical stuff, but like the mental, like I felt really isolated and I had to keep canceling everything and saying no to things and just like, I don't know. I think I was kind of starting to feel depressed because I just felt so isolated during that time and not really leaving a lot and just being like, okay, I'm home again this week and like can't see anyone because everyone's so sick. Like, and I actually went to the ER for being really sick, and that was the first time I've been to the ER I think in my entire life, other than when I broke my arm. I don't know. Maybe that was urgent care. Anyway, that was 12. But yeah, so that was my low. It was like medical time of the beginning of the year. And then my high was finding out I am pregnant with my, did we do the gender yet at this point?
yes.
With my third boy. So I'm very
Easy high.
Yeah, that was very exciting. And this pregnancy has been a joy, which has been
I loved that for
blessing.
you.
You
Blessings
deserve
to
it,
you.
Kev.
thank you.
Blessings
Thank
to
you.
you.
I feel
Oh
like
my
the beginning
gosh.
of this year was like, God was like, all right, I'm just going to give you a break after
you
the beginning of the year.
Do you feel like it feels a lot easier in comparison to the last one because it's twin versus one, or is it just like
It's so hard to say. Probably twin versus one. It's just probably like I have half of what I had before, like 1 placenta versus 2, half the blood versus like so much extra blood, like half the hormones. I think that's probably what it is. It's hard to say because I haven't had any other
you
single.
also could just be having an easy pregnancy too?
Yeah, it could, and also just
Sounds like our
yeah.
mother. This is like mom's.
Yeah, and I'm
pregnancies.
like, next time we'll have to see like if I have other pregnancies, you know,
Amazing.
God willing, if they're different or if they're the same. I don't know. Everyone says every pregnancy is different, even the same person.
You're filled out a whole car now.
Yeah, I know.
five-seater.
I am looking into minivans.
Yes.
So,
minivan. Mom
2024
rise.
hopefully will be the year of the minivan.
What are
and
they?
I'm excited.
Minivans are kind of like luxurious.
Love them so much. I need a minivan.
They kind of are.
Okay, who's next? Which one of you?
Why don't we just go in
wins?
age order? We
Yeah,
did Christina
mine-
and then
Okay.
Amy.
I have too many lows, and I had some good times though. I had some good times for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
What were they?
I had
don't
some
know.
good
No,
times.
I'm kidding. The good times that stick out to me was the summer because
You had a great
I got to
summer.
live at the
I had
pool.
such a bad.
I had Labor Day. I was there for 6 hours straight.
Oh
people.
yeah,
Oh my
all your stories in
gosh.
summer. I was like, wow, I am so jealous. Amy just
Living
there.
it up.
That's all I wanted to do. That's all I wanted to do.
I know, and I
Was
knew
lay.
the whole
And I
time.
never got.
I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do this forever.
Oh, I'm so
I have to
jealous.
live it up now. So I
I'm so
lived it up
jealous.
all summer, up and down the block. I had a
Love
great
it.
time. Even though it was threatened by certain things.
It was threatened.
It was threatened.
by certain people. Are you saying?
Yes.
I'm trying to
But it
make her
was good.
less vague for you guys.
Yeah.
certain
It was
men?
threatened by some emotional overtures.
Okay. Got it.
But other than that, it was actually a pretty good time. And then my low was a big low, which is going to sound so dumb, was the day the music died, aka the pool closed.
Oh my
That was
god.
one of the
was a
hardest
low.
days I've had.
What?
Because I didn't know what I was going to do with myself anymore.
What?
Like, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was genuinely scared.
That was the day.
I was like,
the
how am I
music
going to
died?
make it through 6 months? But it's flying by, guys. It's flying. And then also, a huge low was when I got this weirdo mystery illness that
What?
everyone was
What does
getting
that
at
do
the
with
beginning
me?
of the year because you had it too. You didn't
Oh.
give it to me because I got it like weeks after you. Where it was like a month.
Oh, where I lost my
long
voice?
respiratory infection thing.
Yeah, that was scary.
And I was hacking until I would throw up like every single day. I was just
Oh.
constantly vamoosing all day, up and down the block, and like traumatizing my roommate on the other side of the wall by all of my hacks where I couldn't even breathe for probably a good at least 3 months or 3 weeks straight. I couldn't breathe. And then I got a gnarly sinus infection, which was worse. And then it was just horrifying times all around. So next time, if you ever have an infection like that, go get antibiotics
Okay. Sounds
first.
good.
Don't wait a month.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
All right, you.
Okay.
What's your high and low of the year?
It's giving a challenging year.
Okay. As some of you know, I went through a breakup this year. You know, as some of you know.
As some of you.
Yeah.
As some of us know.
Not great times.
It was
And
the
I
worst
feel
of
like
times.
it was the worst of
It was
times.
the worst
Yeah.
of times.
And I feel like after like a long-term breakup, at least for me, it's a lot of
Emotion.
soul searching in through the turmoil
Yeah.
of the aftermath. So my low is that like, but it was good too. I think it was also my high though, not the breakup, but
The soul search.
the friends we made along the way.
Amen.
Oh, okay.
But like, okay, I feel like this year I was forced to look at myself in a way I never have, like with a magnifying glass, because I didn't have another choice. It was like yelling at me, you know?
Yeah.
Love it.
And
What
I
else am I
feel
supposed to do?
like
Love that.
a lot of things that kind of were going unchecked within my heart and soul of the last few years. Yes, they were checking me. They're shoulder checking me every day. And like,
Getcha.
I feel like it was like the worst mental health time that I've ever had in my life. But in a way where I was like, I am going to figure this out though. And I really reached right down to the bottom of my soul. And like, I found that grit, as they say on Special Forces. My
You found
favorite
that
show.
grit.
That show literally changed
It's
me.
so good.
And
I
I'm
need to
like,
watch it.
I found that grit. I found that energy, as he said on that show. And I just was like, I can't like continue to do these things to myself, like these cycles and like these mentalities that are really not helping me. I don't want to like go in all these spirals all the time. And it's like, I had the space and time this year to like really like think about all of that and like figure a lot of things out. So I don't know. My low is that this is the worst mental health year of my life. But my high though was that now I feel so much better overall. And I'm like, I am just so much more hinged
I love it.
than I ever was. Because you have to go through the unhinged to become
hinge
hinged.
yourself.
You have to look at all of it. The flashlight shining.
Oof, that is tough.
And yeah, it was like, put in the work, put in the hours, everything I
Yes.
say. I'm like making a meme of it.
Yes.
There's a quote.
But like, I did put in the work, put in the hours.
It's about drive, it's about power.
And so I feel like my high actually is being able to look back at this year and feel proud of myself. And feel like I'm going into the next year as such a better person to myself.
I love that.
I am such a better like caretaker of me now than I was a year ago.
Love that.
So I'm like, you know what? You slayed.
Amen. I feel like that's a very good example of how God redeems all things.
Yes.
Especially if you like
oh my gosh.
let the situation teach you what it needs to teach you.
Yes, like just open your eyes, people.
You know, I feel like your energy is so calm and grounded. Like, I feel like at the end of this year, you are like the most just like a tree that's rooted. That's the vibe. Not that you weren't like that before, because I feel like you've always been like grounded, wise. But I feel like as life has hit you many times, it's hard. It's like you've been kind of thrown around in this thrashing sea. And I feel like you are like, you know what? I'm gonna learn to sail, and I feel like you did this year.
I am sailing through,
and you are just like this woman, like at the front of the mast, like with her like light shining into the sea, like bring it on.
Honestly, that's one of the best compliments I've ever heard, Kath.
Thank you.
I mean it,
and that is it. Like I just feel like more capable to deal with things, and it's like life is always gonna be hard, and bad things are gonna keep happening. But it's like, how do you deal with it?
Yeah.
What do you guys think was the theme of your year? Because for me, it definitely was resilience. And it was one of the biggest years of growth, definitely of my entire life. Definitely. Biggest years of growth of my entire life. Resilience was definitely the theme. I definitely picked myself up off the floor this year. What about you guys?
I think it's kind of my new era, aka putting the me back in Amy. That's been my year. That's my official slogan.
Love it.
Putting the me back in Amy.
That's good.
Love it. I think my word of the year that I chose and I always pray and ask God to send me a word for the new year, which my word this year was decrease, which is like from the Bible verse, he must increase, I must decrease.
Oh, yeah.
And it really just ended up me being on this journey of like simplifying my life and trying to like not, I feel like I'm just such a consumer naturally. Like I like to buy things. I like to like take things in, experience life, do everything. And I just kind of realized like you don't need as much to be happy. Like you can live a simple life and be really happy, because the things that make you like, that bring you true fulfillment are not things you can buy.
Amen.
So that's my biggest lesson this year.
I feel like it was like hope and trust of like, I gotta just
Stay
the course and like keep hope and trust in God, because I don't know what is going on.
Yeah, I feel like we are in a way better place at the end of this year than we were at the beginning of this year collectively.
Yeah.
Every single one of us,
place.
I feel like, has grown so much this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had like a big turnaround this year.
I will say, like, over the weekend, I had a panic attack, just in like a really stressful situation. And I feel like I dealt with it the most mature and grounded that I ever have. Wasn't a stellar mental health year. I will say that. It was a very rough mental health year, but I was like, mental health may be bad, but I feel like I've grown. And I feel like, I agree, we all have. It was almost like kind of what Lauren was saying about her year. I feel like we all were like put through the fire in different ways this year.
Yeah.
And it like, God was like, I don't know, I feel like God's preparing us for something coming.
Agreed.
All right, we're going to jump into the year in review. We're going to go over what the heck we did this year. But before we get into that, we all, as we kind of mentioned, can use therapy.
Yes, my therapist was everything this year.
Same.
I really need to get back there. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Getting help for your mental health is an absolute game changer, as we have all personally experienced multiple times in our lives. It is seriously sometimes the thing that saves your life, and other times the thing that just like drastically changed your life. Therapists are so unbelievably helpful when you find the right one. So BetterHelp is there to help you out finding that right one for you. They make the process really easy by, first of all, they provide you with a questionnaire you fill out, try to find a good like match for you. But secondly, they make it really easy to switch therapists, which I think is a major key. Because in the real world, it is a little different. Just trying to find someone in the first place can be really difficult. And then having to switch from them. I think sometimes people, they don't want to tell them they don't want to work with them anymore. And then they might, end up going too long with that person. So BetterHelp is entirely online. Like I said, you get on there, you do the questionnaire, and they connect you with a therapist. You are not stuck with that therapist at all. If it's not the right fit, which I highly recommend for anyone, any therapy experience ever, if it's not the right fit, you really should find another one until you find the right fit. Therapy with the therapist that's not quite right for you, it's not going to do much. When you find the right one, I'm telling you, it is a game changer. So you got to stick with it and find the right person. I can't stress that enough. So if you visit betterhelp.com/Cimorelli today, you can get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp, HELP.com/Cimorelli. Let's all get in therapy, guys, and let's make 2024 even better than 2023. It better be. It will be better. All right, ladies, we're jumping into the year. Let's do it. Okay. So, the start of the year,
I'm scared.
it was bad because, well, it was good and then it was bad. It started out with so much promise. We were like, oh my gosh, Lisa's back. We're ready to go. It's a very sad start to the year. So we're like, okay, like Chad's doing better. Lisa's husband, Chad. We're like, we're starting out. We got all these big dreams. We're going to really go for our original music. We were like ready to go. Although I was really dead on the inside. I was in the throes of postpartum depression and sleep deprivation.
You
So
got like 6 months.
I was in a bad place, but I was hopeful. I was ready to go. I felt like I had some good
Same.
plans.
Hope is all you need.
I had so much hope. I was really inspired. And then, when was it? January?
It was January or
Things with
February.
Chad took a turn, as you guys have seen. We've been talking about it all year, and he's been talking about it a lot on his social media. And then, so Lisa had to step out in February, January, like right at the beginning of the year. So that was like, crap, what are we supposed to do? And she didn't end up stepping out for the whole year, as you guys know. Like, she's actually been in a fair amount of stuff this year. But it was just confusing, like, what can she be in? What can she not be in? And it was like, okay, it's us 4 wimps in wigs. Like, what are we doing? This was not my plan. This wasn't my 2023.
Bingo card.
Yeah, what did I say?
Stop.
One of those things. So I was like, this sucks. I don't know what to do.
Because losing one of us changes kind of everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very difficult. Very, very difficult. And that was obviously... Like, we're not going to go into all their personal life stuff. But we said at the beginning of every video, like, pray for Lisa and Chad and their family. Pray for Chad, which we continue to encourage everyone. Please pray for them. Pray for Chad. Pray for their family. Pray for their daughter. Everyone involved. But yeah, that's a very, like, heavy thing on all of our hearts throughout the whole year. A big reason for the year being so stressful and so bad. It's just really like, yeah, cancer is so many people. I think pretty much everyone watching, it's like either you are affected or someone or like when you're family members, like you definitely know someone if it's not you. It's just so common, unfortunately. So I know you guys can relate to like how painful it is. And this actually had like a really close friend. We posted about her as well this year, going through her breast cancer journey, which she actually ended up really, really great this year. She ended up being cancer-free this year after giving birth to her child. Anyway, that was a long story. But so that was the beginning of the year. That was really difficult. That was a heavy, heavy thing. And then we go into Skin, which was a very heavy song.
Yeah.
So then we decided, we did some covers without Lisa. So we did like Stay by Rihanna. We did our
So
Ceilings cover.
Amazing.
That was so fun. And our Golden Hour.
Those were all so good.
That was
It was a
so
great era.
fun. It was a really exciting time.
Oh, yeah, we
And
were
scary
holding our
time.
mics. Ooh.
Yeah.
And then we're like, okay, we're going to do Skin. And that was a very dark,
Disturbing.
yeah, heavy song. And then it's like also light and uplifting, but it was just like very intense song that we decided to do.
It's incredibly intense.
We like really went all out for that, and that was so hard. I remember I was so dead mentally, emotionally, physically. When we were doing it, it was like like I said, it was a very bad time for me, but also it was so exciting. It was so cool to work on a project that like meant so much.
Yeah.
And we did like a whole music video. It's like one of the things I think I'm most proud of that we've ever done.
Yeah.
The whole Skin project, I was just so proud of it. We really worked on collaboration. We realized we needed to collaborate again. We had kind of become like too independent over the years and been like,
Typical
okay, I'm at my house recording, you're at your house recording, whatever. We didn't, we like stopped being together and like, let's work on the harmonies together. Let's work on this stuff together. So that was like a big thing we changed.
Which
right,
I feel like
Skin?
2022 set us up for that, because when you were on maternity leave, then the three of us were like kind of doing things differently, or like we kind of just were like, oh, we need to like change up the dynamic because we had different like people, or like not as many. And then that sort of energy carried into 2024. Actually, I remember when Lisa was here at the very beginning of the year, she was there for a Skin writing session.
Yeah.
And she added like so many things. It was honestly perfect that we got her to be there like right before things kind of went wrong. Like she added some really good parts to the song. So that was good that she was there.
Anything else anyone wants to say about Skin?
I love how the video and the song, like everything turned out. I feel like it's just been such a powerful song. I've gotten so many messages this year from people saying how much the song has impacted them. And even my sons are like, more than Skin. And they ask for it lately. I don't know why. In the last few weeks, they've been asking for it. Because whenever I listen to it, I have to listen to it like 20 times in a row.
Oh,
like I can't just listen to it one time. So they've probably heard it a lot.
If you go there, you have to go there.
Yeah. If you go there, you're like, we're going there.
You can't just visit.
We're going.
You gotta like.
It's a deep, dark song, but it doesn't leave you in the desert. It carries you out.
Well, and I feel like also for the video, that was probably like the most vulnerable we've done for any video.
Yeah.
I feel like we all were very like pushed ourselves to do that.
And I think that
and it was really scary releasing it. Like
I feel like we didn't expect it to be as vulnerable and hard as it was.
Yeah.
So we had done other things before it that were like that, but that was like a different level that we hadn't quite gone there yet.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
was definitely having mental breakdown when we were releasing it, but I didn't realize I was having a mental breakdown about it. I'm just like plastered across all our social medias in my hospital account, like postpartum depression, and as I was experiencing in real life, and I was just like,
oh, that's tough.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing I'm the most proud of that we've done in a long time. I'm really happy that it all came together this year. It's a beautiful shining light in the dark of like what was hard. Like at least that first part of the year was really hard.
So yeah, Skin was one of the biggest moments of the year. It's definitely one of my top videos we've ever done, and especially my part in that bedroom is like one of my favorite, like most beautiful things we've ever shot.
So
It might be my favorite. I
that was so
love it.
good.
It's so good.
Oh, we should do a writing retreat at that house to start off next year.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They do. We should do a writing retreat
And
in
have
that
the house
house.
we
where we
shot
shot
Skin at.
Skin.
I
It
feel
was
like
a
I'd be
cool
traumatized.
house.
Yeah.
Well, just we won't do it in that room.
Yeah, we'll just stay out of that room.
What room?
The room
where
that
she
I was in.
filmed.
The room where it
Oh,
happened.
never mind. I thought you were talking about the writer's retreat where we wrote it.
No.
Where have you been?
I don't know. I was thinking about the video.
Okay. So next thing is, so we did some other videos. We kind of realized, okay, so after Skin happened, behind the scenes, Lisa was home for a while. So that was like spring, right? Lisa was home for a while, going into early, was this March or May? I can't even remember. One of those M months.
Spring was in
that
May.
Lisa
or
said,
spring. Skin was in May.
It was May.
No, that Lisa called me. I'm trying to remember. Did she call me in March? Did she call me
I
in
think
May?
it was
I think
March.
it was March.
Okay, Lisa called me in a month that begins with M, and I cannot remember which one it was, but I know it was a month that begins with M, so just trust me on that.
I think it was May.
They're not too
giving
far
March
apart.
to me.
So Lisa had been home a lot and watching a ton of kids content, and she called me up and she said, we have to do a kids channel. And I was like, finally, I've been saying this and no one wanted to do it for 2 years.
I wanted to
And
do it to set the record straight.
I was so excited when she called me about that, and we got really, 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 really excited. We're like, we are doing kids channel. Oh my gosh, we're doing this. And that was like the beginning of summer, end of spring. So behind the scenes, like you guys didn't know we were doing that, but behind the scenes, I was like, okay, shifting gears, like we need to jump into this kids channel and like get it off the ground, because it's a lot of like work before you actually see it come out, which was in September. It was months of prep and decisions and vision and blah 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 blah. So lots of stuff. So we kind of paused some Cimorelli stuff a little bit. Like we didn't do that many covers or anything over the summer. Like we had to, and that was very painful for me because I don't like to pause anything ever. I'm like, which is Lauren's pet peeve. I like to say, oh, let's just add this on. Lauren's like, we can't do this and this. I'm like, yeah, we can, but now that I have kids, I have limits. I have to like actually.
She's very ambitious and we love her for it.
Yeah.
It always gets me in trouble. So anyway, I always just try to do too much. So anyway, that's one thing I'm learning now. You can't just have everything. You just gotta cut things out sometimes. So we're like, okay, we gotta cut out some covers over the summer, and like we had to like what's the word I'm looking for? Like water things down a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like at that point we're also a little bit confused as to what we were.
We're like, what are we gonna
wanting
do
for our band at that moment too.
Yeah, Skin. I don't know. That was tiring.
Yeah.
It was very tiring.
I think we needed like a rest and like to regroup and be like, okay, what the heck are we doing, guys?
Yeah.
So we're regrouping, and SimKids, our kids channel, was like a bright spot in the darkness.
For
it was
sure.
like, we got something brand new. Let's make these new characters. Let's figure out what our outfits are. Let's figure out what the sound is going to be. Let's figure out what's the vision. Let's start like trying out these songs. It was like this whole new creative like outlet experience for us. I don't know. What did you guys think of when we were working on it, when we were starting? How was that for you guys?
I mean, I felt like it like, because things was the band were kind of like uncertain. Like Lisa wasn't around a lot, and it was just everything was shifting. And I do think Skin kind of took the life out of us. It felt like this little creative island where we could create stuff that had no pressure. People didn't really even know about it.
Yes.
Like people weren't like, oh, you should be doing this or you should be doing this. It was just what we wanted to do. And obviously it was kid stuff, so it was very like lighthearted, just kind of like fun, which I think was refreshing after doing Skin too.
Yeah.
And we put so much into every detail. We had like so many meetings about just the outfits where we would like bring all these things and try all these different colors until we got it just right. We put up Ariel put up a huge green screen in our studio.
We put up the green screen.
That literally is giant. And we worked with like animation, like editing, which we've never done animation before. Just like a lot of new stuff. And I think we needed like a new experience.
And this was a turning point for me in my producer era, because so I used to work on tracks all the time when I was like my early 20s. I used to record all the time, and then I think like at some point after I gave birth, maybe around then, pregnant, I like stopped, and like Lauren had to take over more, and like I kind of just stopped basically. And also I wasn't arranging harmonies as much either. Like, so I got back in my arranger era like a year or two ago. So then this year I got back in my producer era, and I was just sitting there trying to do all this SimKids stuff. I was like, I don't know what we're doing here, but I was just like experimenting. And Lauren's like, ooh, how about these chords for Wheels on the Bus?
I knew.
Dun, 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 dun. And I was
Such a
like,
bop.
love that. So I went home and I sat and I sat and I sat. I was trying to figure out what the heck to do. It was a lot of sitting. I didn't really love that part, but I was trying to figure out what the heck to do to make a really cool Wheels on the Bus. And I sat there. I got the crazy eyes. I love when I'm recording, I get the crazy eyes. It's
Me
great.
too.
I'm sitting there, I got the headphones on, and I'm like,
time doesn't exist.
you get the crazy eyes, you're
Flow
like,
state.
oh my gosh. And I was like, is anyone
this
hearing this?
slays.
No one's hearing this but me, but oh my gosh, guys, I made the really good Wheels on the Bus. They were like, what? How good could Wheels on the Bus be? Right?
It was great.
I knew
that
it could be
good.
great with those chords.
I gotta say, I'm proud of Wheels on the Bus. If you
Yeah,
don't know what I'm
it's
talking
great.
about, you gotta hear it, guys. It's good. It's not
really good.
It's not what you're thinking.
We have a video of us hearing it for the first time. I feel
Oh,
like
we
should
should
do
post that.
It's
the
in a
SimKids
video.
channel.
It's in the SimKids introducing SimKids video
Oh,
cute.
I didn't
on our
realize that.
YouTube channel.
I gotta rewatch that one.
So anyway, that was like the first thing I was like, whoa, this
should
is
put that on
so
TikTok.
fun. Because we don't do that for Cimorelli anymore. Like what we realized is what we started out with Cimorelli, in some ways it was a kids channel, even though it wasn't supposed to be a kids channel. In some ways it was a kids channel.
Because we were kids.
It was like a kids and teens channel.
I was a child.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a kids and teens channel, aka our ages, unintentionally. We unintentionally created this great kids channel that we didn't realize what we were doing. And as we've grown up, like, we're not doing that anymore. We're not like, guys, let's do this cover where we're going to go run around
Yeah, I bet
outside and jump on my back. Let me give you a piggyback ride, Lauren. That's what I was doing.
And we were wearing like really brightly colored outfits. Like, it was very kid friendly.
Like, we don't do that anymore, but we still want to. Like,
And I
that's
think
who we
us
are.
having kids and like nieces and nephews, like in the last few years, that like really kind of brought us back into that world of like the joy of childhood.
And that was a big thing we realized was fun is such a big part of our lives, our personalities, our brand, our career that we had kind of been neglecting. That was a big realization of this year, because this was the year of realizing things. It was.
Because like how we were not
absolutely
having fun.
was.
Like we were having fun in
We're like,
certain
what do we
things,
do?
but we're not having
Well,
fun in
'cause
a lot of ways.
I feel like since 2020, it's been really hard and a lot
Yeah,
of for
world
a
ain't
lot of
fun.
people
For
in general.
everyone in the world.
We've all been collectively traumatized. It's been
Yeah.
hard to have fun. You have to fight for fun.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen
But
easily.
yeah, it was like I don't know how to explain that, but yeah, it's confusing. But we realized we kind of neglected fun somehow. I don't know how to explain that, but
Well, okay, because I feel like as we got older, it's like our artistic endeavors changed from
Yeah.
the kind of music we wanted to make when we were like teenagers and
yes,
10 years old to adult women.
Yeah.
Where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, we want to be more like emotional and like real and like
And have a deeper message.
deep and this and that. And
Yeah.
like that's like just growing up, I think. But then we never lost the child at heart.
I think we kind of thought we couldn't do it or we didn't need to do it. Like,
well, what?
I don't know. Like we I don't know. We weren't like, guys, we need to do this really fun song. We weren't thinking.
No,
I used to think that. I used
also,
to think
I
that.
feel like music isn't as fun nowadays.
it's not.
You know
We're not
what?
have like
That's the
Kesha.
We don't
freaking
have like
problem.
We
One
have, like,
It's
Direction.
like the era of
Whispering.
dark pop.
That's
Yes.
actually a really good point. So maybe that's a big part of it. So
We
anyway,
don't have a Call Me
worldwide.
Maybe right
anyway,
now.
Sim Kids was an absolute like game changer. Like that did change my life.
I feel
I
like
didn't
it,
think I
like,
was gonna say that at the end of the year, but that's
yeah.
really cool.
I feel like it like awakened.
Awoken.
Awakened
The Sleeping Giants. No.
like a part of all of us that had been dormant.
Lying dormant.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I like the first time we shot it, I was like
It was so
like there was an
fun.
electric energy.
It was so fun.
and
It
it
really
was
was.
so it's just so much fun and like easy, low pressure, just
Yeah.
like yeah.
Yeah, every time we do the shoots, it just feels like there's no pressure, which is
Yeah.
so. And the
It's
most
like, do a
amazing,
jazz square.
yeah, and the most
Hey.
amazing thing is my twins, who are two now. Like especially Dominic, always asks Sim Kids. He like
Oh my
knows how to
gosh.
say it,
So cute.
and even when he's singing the ABCs, like without the video being on, just like he's in a random room, whatever, singing it, he'll say 1, 2, 3. Like he like sings the Sim Kids version. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. Just like such a proud moment. Like,
Tristan
wow.
is like the number one fan. As soon as it comes on, she goes, "Yay!"
Aw.
And she starts screaming hysterical. It's like a really insane scream. She's crazy. What do we
Yeah.
expect from my daughter? Anyway, she's like the number one fan. So anyway, Sim Kids, we launched Sim Kids on September 2nd.
Woo!
12 weeks later, we hit 1 million views.
That's crazy.
And it was so exciting. It felt like Cimorelli in the beginning, like, oh my gosh, we hit 1 million views. It was so
We did not.
exciting.
I remember we were like, okay, this probably will take a while to like grow. Like it's okay. Just we need to put time into it. But I feel like that was way faster than we anticipated it growing, which was
Yeah.
really exciting because we put a lot of work into it.
It's
It was
been
cool.
it's been so exciting and so fulfilling and just like definitely changed my life in a bunch of different ways. So I'm so incredibly proud of Sim Kids. I'm like it is really cool that I'm like, wow, I'm so freaking proud of Skin and I'm so proud of Sim Kids. Like we did some really like incredible, really cool stuff this year that it's just not everyone gets to like be like, I created something that's that like really touches people, or like really like makes kids smile and dance and like freak out because they're so excited about how good it is, how fun it is, how amazing it sounds, whatever. It's just very fulfilling to be able to make stuff for kids and also to be able to make stuff for adult women that touches people like so deeply. Is just so, yeah, it's so cool. We really made stuff that moves people, like moving them to tears or moving them to like dance and smile and laugh. It's so cool to be able to do that at the end of the day, to be like, I created something that I'm really proud of. Like I'm really, really, really proud of what we created this year. That's why I'm so excited for next year, because we all have our heads screwed on.
Yes. We do, guys.
We really do.
Look at us walking around with our heads screwed on.
I feel like this year we put so extra amount of effort into like everything we did.
The
All
details.
of our projects this year were like so intensive.
So then what happened was Sim Kids ended up feeding into Cimorelli. So we started realizing all this stuff, and a new vision for Cimorelli was born.
It was birthed.
And it really did kind of come out of Sim Kids, which is interesting, because it's like we were seeing like a channel through like a new lens, because we were restarting this whole new thing. So we're like, I don't know, it was just gave us perspective. So we kind of created a new vision for Cimorelli, and we reignited our original goal from the very beginning. All of this started the very beginning, back in 2006 or 5, when I was 15, and I was like, I gotta do music as a career. And like, it always was about like original music from day one. And like when we started,
I can't believe you did that.
What?
Like when I was 15, if I was not in this, I wouldn't be like, I'm gonna do music as a career.
Literally
I'd be like,
saying,
yeah, right.
I literally went, okay, I'm
Like,
15.
how did you think
I
that?
have to decide my career for my life right now. I remember the exact moment. I was like, you have to decide your career, okay? Pick something, commit. So I was like, okay, we're doing music. The
Like,
end.
wow. Queen.
that makes
And I did not
sense.
look back from there.
That is crazy.
And I don't know how, because that was a bumpy ride. But anyway, so it's cool that it started out with original music, and like we started out like writing, and then we definitely got off the rails a little bit over the years. We went off and on the rails of original music.
Oh, yeah.
The original music rails.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a time we were putting out so much original music.
I know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was just a lot of heartbreak with original music. But now we've all grown so much. I feel like
resilience.
yeah, we're so resilient now. Yeah. It was hard to put something out and not feel like it did as well as you want it to. But then you look back a couple of years later and you're like, that did so well.
Yeah.
Why were you disappointed? That did so well. So now we kind of gain a lot of perspective. Like, I don't know, every number, every person like really does matter. Like really, really does. It's not about like impressing people or like having these huge numbers of whatever the heck. It's like you want to touch a lot of people, but at the end of the day, it really is like creating something we're really proud of and like pouring our hearts out there and like actually using our gift to touch people, and then being grateful that we have the opportunity to touch thousands of people, whether it's tens or hundreds or millions of thousands, not like thousands, you know what I mean? Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions. Whether it's one of those numbers, because this happens to a lot of people online. It's like they get into the millions and they're like, oh, hundreds of thousands isn't that good anymore. And I definitely felt like that for a little bit, but I don't feel like that anymore. I am really grateful. Like we gained so much perspective. Like all those people really matter, and it's something to be really proud of. No matter what numbers you get, like that's what we realized at the end of this year, I would say. We got our heads screwed back on.
Yeah. And I think that next year, I guess, we're really going to be in our active era.
Yes.
Like
we checked out this year.
Yeah.
Also.
We kind of did check out.
We realized
this
that.
year. I
We
feel like I
checked
checked
out.
out like 3 years ago.
Well,
No,
this year it came to
really.
a screeching halt. Is that what they say?
Yes.
Okay, it came to a halt this year. We checked out.
It's like when no one saw Taylor Swift for an entire year, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we checked out.
That was our version of that.
We are checking back in.
We're checking in.
Also, so we started to do, so coming to the end of the year, our vision, we're like, we are writers. Hello, we want to write.
We've been
Hello.
writing with each other forever. Like, we were in like California as teenagers, sitting for hours.
We have such a
in
good
our office
like
writing.
writing chemistry and like
know.
method.
Yeah,
And we're so able to be like, oh, what about this idea? Not good.
yeah.
Or like, oh, close, something different, something like that. Like we can throw anything out. We can be vulnerable. We can say anything. It's really, really good because we've been in the studio with a lot of, like really huge writers, and learned a lot from different people. And it is really scary to be vulnerable and like put yourself out there like that. So this year, the end of this year especially, we got in the studio a lot. We started writing a lot and challenging ourselves a lot. We got like a new vision. We tried some new sounds, which was really cool. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited about what we're doing. And we're putting a lot of it on TikTok. That's a big change.
Yeah.
We used to think like you need to wait until you have a finished song like with Skin and then like promote that, but now we're like no, let's start showing everyone what we're working on. So that's one of our biggest goals, is like put ourselves out there in a huge way with what we're working on before it's finished and before we know we're putting it out. That's a big goal for us for end of 2023 and also especially going into 2024. That's a big change for us. We're going to put out a lot of different original stuff, and I think we want to challenge ourselves with the sound, right?
Yes.
That's a big thing for us.
Yeah.
I'm looking at
Well, yeah,
you
we've been
people,
trying to be really like
especially you people.
I was just writing this in our email newsletter. You should check it out if you're not subscribed. I think you can
How
check
do
it
they
on our
subscribe?
website. On our website? Join on our website. But yeah, I was just writing the newsletter this morning and I was like talking about the original music and I was like, yeah, we really have been pushing ourselves to be out of the box with our, like, I feel like we might have had a bit of a formula before that worked, but I think we're kind of like, let's question the formula and like change it up.
Experiment.
Be
Yeah,
creative.
just be really experimental. There's no rules at this point for us.
Yeah. Girl band vibes, you know?
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited to see what it ends up being in 2024 with our original music. I think we're on a really good track with it.
Yeah, a big goal for me is for you guys to, or anyone really, to hear something and be like, wait, that is Cimorelli? That's a goal. Even if it wasn't even that good, just to be like, they did something different, that's good. I want us to challenge ourselves. Like, that's how we have to grow. So I've been like trying to listen to like a lot of different stuff because I'm boring with music.
You're just a pop girly.
Yeah, I'm just
Through and through.
I just
Pop
don't
girly.
like to listen to other stuff, but pop instrumentals, they just don't really like get your brain going, is what I
Not very
realized.
inspiring.
Yeah, they can be just too like
Unless
repetitive.
it's
I don't know how to
like
explain
Ariana
it.
Grande's Dangerous Woman album, then those instrumentals do
That is
inspire.
so true. So anyway, I'm inspiring myself with
Like Max Martin's instrumental.
more cultured people are culturing me. So
Yeah, more
that's what I'm
cultured.
working on.
Yeah. I feel like we're trying to really merge all of our personal sensibilities in music into one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we wrap this up? I guess the end of the year. What's the last thing we say? Summary. We went through a lot. Well,
And we're back and better than ever.
Yes, literally. Summer life is tough, but we got
we are
helmets.
tougher.
I was gonna say we got helmets.
postpartum depression gone.
Gone.
Slayed.
Love
Normal
it.
depression a little bit there.
Still
but
there.
not too much.
That's okay.
Not too much.
We can deal with that.
Just a little bit. Seasonal depression.
Oh,
We meet again.
Yeah.
But
We
not too bad. Coping skills.
higher.
We got him. We got him.
There. New music in my phone.
Listen, I will say for seasonal depression, a good coat has cured a lot of my seasonal depression. So I feel
What?
like I can leave my house now.
Oh, okay, that's a good point.
You gotta get it. Do you have a giant coat?
Yes.
I don't have
giant
a
I have
good
one that's
coat.
too warm.
Oh my gosh,
actually.
Lauren.
I'm like have a mental problem where I'm like, oh, I don't need a real coat.
Yes, you do.
It gets so cold here,
I just layer up, but then I'm like, oh, it's fine, and then I'm like,
guys.
The key to a good coat is it has to come like almost to your knees.
Yes,
Like, it has to
yes,
be long.
yes.
I know that's what I
That
need.
like if your whole like like that, like lower half is exposed to the elements. You're just wearing like what, jeans?
Yeah.
What, you
Wait,
think that's warm?
Guys,
No.
guys.
Wait, I have to say really quick.
Long coat. Sorry, that's my soapbox.
I was on a walk and I saw Lauren on my walk, and I was wearing like 2 pairs of socks, sweatpants, giant coat with the hood up, and a beanie, and Lauren's wearing like a coat and leggings and bare ankles. And
I was wearing a long sleeve
shocked.
shirt, a sweatshirt, and a coat-ish jacket thing.
Yes, but
That's
it was
even
Lauren, that just exposes the weakness
that
of the
got
coat.
me.
Yeah.
The ankles
I know,
got
'cause
me.
I have a
was
weak
like,
foot
how are
right
your
now.
feet not freezing?
I wasn't cold.
Okay. Anyway, so let's end this
I
little
just
section.
had to. It was a wild time.
Oh, I want to say my goal for next year. It's not my. I listen. Okay, I'm gonna have a lot more goals. Just one goal. I want to tell you guys. One of my goals is so when I'm scrolling TikTok, I want to hear a good song.
So true.
So you're giving other people a goal to give you a good
my
song.
goal, no, my goal is you guys are scrolling TikTok and you hear our TikToks come up and you're like, whoa,
You're
wait
like,
a minute, a
ooh.
good song, oh my gosh.
Ooh.
And then you go to our page and you're like, wait a minute, more good songs, oh my gosh,
Oh.
some's putting out good songs.
Absolute.
Oh,
That's
I
my
love
goal.
it. I
That's
love
my
it.
freaking goal.
I thought you were gonna say that was your goal for other people to give you
That's
good
okay.
songs.
That is my goal for everyone else.
Yeah.
Actually, is that will you please
Let's
put out
step it up,
something good? I'm
people.
begging. I'm begging you. Begging. Pop
begging.
artists, please.
Rise.
I'm begging you.
Be pop again.
I'm on my knees begging you. I desperately,
Wow.
desperately need something new. Please, I beg. Okay, anyway, let's go to the next one. So that's our year in review. Let's go to our
Wow.
5 perspectives.
5 perspectives. And we have Lisa's as well. So it is 5 perspectives. Oh, wait. In 2024, Lisa said she wants to get back on the podcast.
Good.
You know what? We sent a picture of the new look to her, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous."
She's freaking
So,
out.
just saying.
Lisa will be
she was
right here.
She'll
jealous.
be home.
Oh, gosh. This is going to be squishy.
Oh yeah, how will we?
No, you just have to move over.
Yeah,
You guys
I have a
room?
lot of room on this side. There's like a big pillow.
We're going to be real cozy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The people who don't want to be cozy, aka Lisa and I,
Oh, that's true.
how will that
Lisa
be?
will probably steal a chair.
I think I'm the only one that will be cozy.
Lauren's the one who
Literally.
touches us, and
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, Lauren.
I don't mind.
I don't.
It's like whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Lisa does
Lauren
not.
can go in the middle.
No, Lisa
will go
does
in
every
the
once in a
chair.
while.
Lisa and I
Hugs
can
Amy
get cozy.
every once in a while. It's
Yes.
so weird. It's so weird. Lisa never lays a finger on me.
Hey,
I'll
we-
tell you that much.
We had a temporary setup, which was me and Lisa on the chairs, and you 3 wimps on the couch.
Amy and I
that
have
makes
never
sense.
touched a pinky. Never done it. Okay,
No,
anyway.
I just tried to picture hugging you. I can't remember.
It's a great warm feeling.
No, I'm sure, but I just can't remember.
So here's the question: what was your fave? Or are we saying most listened to fave
No, just
it
song
could
of
be
the
favorite.
year?
both, whatever.
What was the soundtrack of
When
your
you
year?
think of this year, what song you're like, oh, that slapped
This
year?
made me so depressed because I was like, wow, there were so few songs. I will tell you, it was Post Malone, and it really was Chemical, but also it was Chemical, Nova Candy, and Overdrive were the ones I listened to the most.
Overdrive is so good.
So good.
Underrated.
But Chemical was the theme. It was your hormones taking you for a ride.
On the big
Christina,
green tractor.
this is the same song as me. That was what I was gonna say.
Bless our hearts. So okay, same.
That was that song
Was
works.
that your top played?
It
was mine.
No, but it was in the top.
It was my top.
Yeah.
I can't let
That
go.
song, it
It's
works
Chemical.
in so many different
Yes,
scenarios.
yes,
That's
yes,
why
it
it's so good.
does.
And I just kept listening to it because it's I could relate it in so many different ways.
Yeah, it's anything you're going through.
One time I cried listening to it and I was like, oh, gotta let go.
I even
That
look
is
up acoustic
Chemical.
versions of it, and I'm like, I can't let go.
Well, I heard that song on TikTok at first. I heard the very ending of it, the soft part, and I was like, what is this melody? And my life changed from then.
So
on.
yeah, that's what it was. What about you, wimps?
Favorite song that came out this year is Jaded by Miley Cyrus.
Oh.
Wait, I don't even know.
That came,
I'm
Lisa
sorry
sent it to
that
us and
you-
she's like, you all need to listen. It's so good.
Wait, I did.
Yeah, it was
It
good.
is really good. It goes,
I didn't know what she's
and
talking about. in it,
Forerunner
though.
by Bread. Those two are the two that's the only song I've ever found off of TikTok that I actually listened to. Oh, and the Lunel cover Fearless. Those were 3 in my top.
You know what else song I like that I've never listened to is one.
What is that I've never
like
listened to?
One Random Night. What is it?
Strangers.
by
One
Kenya
Random
Grace.
Night.
When
Everything
everything
changes.
changes, you won't reply and we'll go back to strangers.
That hits.
I think my number one song of the year, though, is Wild Horses by the Sundays, which is from like 1990.
Okay, you have 100 songs.
All right, Kathy, it's about you. I'm curious.
Here's my playlist, everyone.
Entire library.
My
my
number
rap.
one song, and I just got this because this was literally my number one most listened to song in my iTunes library, is That's the Thing About Praise.
Oh, that was one of my top.
Yes, that was one of my
But
other
I was trying to
faves.
remember the artist name because I was like, he has like multiple first names in there. I was like, John Williams, Jacob Stephen something. I just looked it up. It's Benjamin William Hastings.
I think
and
that pulled me out of my
Blessing
depression.
Offer.
Love
It's such a good
Blessing.
song because it's like,
So good.
I feel
It's
like it's just so
amazing.
real. Yeah, because it's like so uplifting and hopeful, but it's also not denying of like
Yes.
the really hard things. And it's like when you're in a hard thing, you still like praise God and lift your like self up to God. So
Okay, do not. What am I trying to
sleep
say?
on the song.
Listen to that song, guys. She's right. It's like it
Yeah.
uplifts you, but it doesn't do it in a delusional way. It's like it's
Yeah.
not like if you pray, God's gonna give you everything you want. It doesn't do that. It's
Yeah,
like
he
you know
says,
what?
like-
Sometimes things they don't go well. Okay.
Yeah, what's that? The bridge. I feel like the bridge sums it
Yes.
up. He's like, it won't always fix your troubles, but it's good for the heart.
Oh,
and like,
Yes, it
won't-
might not.
Oh, it might not move the
a
mountains.
mountain, but it's good for the soul. I'm like,
Yes.
you're so
And he's like, your
right.
circumstances might not change, but it's more about you're changing your heart. Like, interior. God's changing your heart interiorly,
So good.
which is really powerful.
that is a major key. That definitely got
I
me
listened
out
to that
of
song so
depression.
many times. And my
That's the
son
thing.
started asking for it, but they call it Hallelujah. Because, well, especially, it's always, when I say my sons, it's Dominic. Dominic asks for very specific songs a lot. And he's like, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Because that's what the chorus
Isn't
says.
that the only thing? Wait, I don't remember.
Hallelujah.
You know what Barrett asks for?
What?
So Barrett had just started saying, "Hey mom, what song is this?" He starts saying that in the car.
Aw.
So he likes Hurricane by Bridget Mendler.
Yes.
So he asked for that.
That's so
Putting up the
Does he
wind.
say
That's
hurricane?
really
Yeah,
cute.
And then he likes X's by Tate McRae. He's like, "Can we do X's?" So we turn X's and we're like, "Kisses to
Hey,
me."
I gotta say,
we danced to it.
a pop girly birthed a pop son.
I love it.
He loves the pop.
Amen.
Tracy gets really excited when it turns on.
She's so funny.
We're like, "Kisses to my exes who don't give a about me." It's a clean version, so it just says that. It says, "Don't give a," and they're just there dancing with me.
Kisses
So
to
it's
the
really
rose.
funny. It's really funny. Anyway, so let's go to Lisa's. I'm so curious what Lisa's was. What if hers was chemical? There's no way.
docs or text.
What if hers was
Okay,
chemical?
Ready? Let's see.
It's probably something
Just
random.
that one? And stop it after? Okay, ready, you guys?
All right, let's hear it.
This song is not from 2023, and
Of
it
course.
shocks me that this is my answer. But I like Talkin' Tennessee by Morgan Wallen. I don't even listen to his music, but I heard this song on actually a real estate video, and I was like, oh, I love it. And then I've been driving Lily around for naps a lot the last month, and even before that, like every time I drive around and I listen to it and I see like the wintry looking landscape, I don't know why, it just perfectly fits it. So
Oh my god.
that or Language by Boys Like Girls, oh my gosh, either of those songs, those are my faves.
I don't
I don't know either
know
of those songs.
Talking Tennessee.
Yeah, I need to listen to that. I love Morgan Wallen. Need to do that. Apparently not enough, but all right. So let's do Sister Spotlight. That was cool. I love getting Lisa's pop. All right. Each year, each week, a different sister gets a spotlight on her. We have Get Real with Christina, Sappy's House at the Cath, Lisa's Corner, Amy's
Rants and Raves.
Rants and Raves, Lauren's Take. The sister this week is ding, Lauren. Sister, the
it's
last
me.
one of the year.
Yeah.
It's
Better be
Lauren's
good.
Take, where we're going to get your questions from our patrons on Patreon, which I
old
didn't even
patrons.
mention that you
Love
need to
them.
join our Patreon. Wow.
Bless you all on Patreon.
All right. So this first question is from Lucy. Shout out to you, Lucy, our patron. What are some S tier Taylor Swift songs for you that weren't in the podcast? If you guys don't know what she's talking about, it's, we did like an episode where we were ranking every Taylor Swift song.
Okay, when I just think on the
Something
top
obscure?
of my head, like Sad, Beautiful, Tragic,
don't
My
like
Tears
those.
Ricochet. I don't know if we said that. Maybe we did.
No, we didn't.
Wonderland
Yes.
Oh.
and New Romantics.
What?
I love that
Oh
song.
my gosh.
Do you know that song?
Yes, I don't like that one.
It was like her
new romance.
indie pop slay.
I
So
like
good. I could build a castle out of all the bricks they threw at me.
I can't.
She
with
is
that
a
one.
lyrical
Like-
genius.
Yeah, I could.
Honestly, yeah.
We out here. Okay. All right.
I could build a castle at this point.
Next one. Ava says, "What is your favorite winter meal?"
I don't know what that means.
Do you have winter meals?
Like soup or something?
Pasta.
Anything?
But what
warm?
I
Anything
feel
that makes you
like
feel like
I
winter?
eat
The same
food
year-round?
year round.
You're like certain, Lauren. Oh my gosh.
Wow, I cannot believe it's same.
I think you do.
But like, you know, like a soup, a stew, a warm bowl
Does she look
of
like she
no.
eats
Yeah, do you have soup?
Something, you know, you're not eating like sushi's not like a winter meal. It's like a cold
Okay.
dish.
It's not a winter
I
meal.
would eat anything
My soup?
any time of year.
Come on.
There's nothing that reminds
love
you of
that.
winter.
That's like
I
fall.
never make it. Oh.
But I have
soup is so good.
tomato soup in my fridge right now, but I also had some of that in the summer. Like grilled cheese moment. Like, I don't know, guys. I don't really like go with the
Yeah.
seasons
Yeah, me neither.
in that way. Besides, like, okay, like a fruit type of pasta salad in the summer, but like that's just because it's in season.
Summer's
I
so
don't know,
branded.
guys.
It's
Summer
like
is really
okay.
branded.
summer's like hot dogs, hamburgers,
Don't talk
watermelon.
about it. You're gonna make me sad. Oh, I have months.
I'm sorry, Amy. It's like I mentioned your ex that
Amy,
you
this
missed.
happens every
This
year.
is my ex, Catherine.
Every
Summer is my
year.
ex-boyfriend. I know, Lord. And every
You
year I
gotta
try.
get over it.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Okay, Julia, which holiday do you like more, Christmas or Easter?
Christmas. Actually, I feel like I have better Easters than Christmases actually. But like spiritually, like Easter is just so like rich. Or I feel like Christmas is fun, but I feel like it's hard to get into it as much in like a spiritual sense
much
because it's just
distraction.
like
Yeah.
gifts. I'm like, okay. I'm like, it's about the joy in your heart. No.
I get it.
So I like Christmas better as far as like, oh, it's fun. Everyone's like happy, even though no one is, but we act like we're happy. Like people are depressed in winter. We all know that. But then everyone's
hanging on by a
happy.
thread.
Everyone's happy about Christmas, but we're more depressed than we were.
Because Christmas is the twinkling
Christmas
light
is keeping
in
us
the dark.
hanging on.
yeah, so it's kind of like a
peace on earth.
catch 22.
It's getting us through the winter.
Okay, Taylor said, and I can say with confidence, I don't think I've ever had this question. It's just so interesting.
No.
What Olympic event, summer or winter,
Oh.
would you want to compete in?
Oh.
Pretend you have the athletic ability,
got the-
obviously,
you got
like
the skill
for
set.
that particular
Oh my
sport.
gosh.
You know like skiing, snowboarding, swimming.
Okay.
Snowboarding.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a competitive person.
Really?
I think snowboarding is
When
you, just
people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat you," I'm like, "Yeah, you probably will." That literally happened to me when I was 8 on swim team. This girl was like, "I'm gonna probably beat you in this race." She was faster than me. I was like, "Yeah, you will," and she did. Like, I don't care. So, do I want to compete in the Olympics? No, but what I would do for fun of a sport would be skiing and snowboarding because I keep seeing
Ooh.
TikToks of that everywhere. Really, what I want to do is ice skating on frozen lakes.
Oh my gosh.
But not in the Olympics.
We need to
I don't
find
think
a
that's in
frozen
the
lake.
Olympics.
Where do we find a frozen
I don't
lake?
want to be in the Olympics. Let's just start there. We'll end there, actually. I already
You
started.
posted a video of someone ice skating on a frozen lake, and I thought that looked terrifying.
That
Like,
ain't
He
it.
did
looks
a
like you're gonna
backflip.
fall
It
in the
was so
water and it's gonna
cool.
crack.
It's not. It's like really cold.
No, remember that movie we used to watch that was animated? You don't even know
Yeah,
what
it
I'm
was
talking about.
animated.
Walt Disney.
So-
It's a Walt Disney.
You know what I'm
Christmas.
talking about?
Yes.
Old
And they're
school.
ice skating and they fall in
Well,
the frozen
you know
lake.
what I've
What
seen?
a nightmare.
Is also a random man on TikTok saying, "Here's what to do if you fall in a frozen lake."
Absolutely. What
I
do you
love
do?
it.
Do I remember? No.
What are you supposed to
but
do?
I think it would kick in if I fell. The memory would appear. So I'm just saying, I'm
agree.
not scared of it. And my goal, well, not my whole goal. One of my goals for next year is I'm going on a winter vacation.
Yes!
And I'm going skiing and snowboarding. I've never been snowboarding.
Oh my
I need
gosh,
to learn.
you gonna do like lessons?
Hello.
Oh, so
yes,
fun.
Catherine.
Yes,
So that's
You
me
gotta
next
go.
winter. I'm going.
So where are we going?
love it. The mountain,
I don't know.
the Appalachian
I didn't
Mountains.
think that far.
Listen.
Maybe
Vail.
like Colorado.
Ooh,
I
it's
don't
giving
know.
Hallmark.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway,
I'm there.
Okay. Last one. What are this from? I think she says her name Hosanna. I think she said this in one of our live streams.
Oh, yeah.
What are some ways that you like to unwind?
I just like to lay down. Really.
Amen.
So I lay down, watch a show, watch a movie, lay down in the bath, lay down on the couch.
Anything laying down.
That's really it. Like unwind, relax. I'm just gonna lay down. Pretty much it.
I see.
Love it.
Yeah, I get that.
That's it.
That's it.
All right, guys, that's all we got for you. If you're not a patron, I'm just going to remind you, if you want all the full episodes, you got to join our Patreon, patreon.com/Cimorelli. It's linked in the description. Thank you so much to our patrons. You are the best. You are keeping the Cimorelli podcast going. You are amazing. You are supporting us. We love you so much.
You're beautiful.
Thank you so much. We will
Perfect.
see you
Stunning.
in the
Brave.
next patrons only live stream. Patrons, everyone else, we'll see you in the next episode. Shout out to our patrons. We love you. Thank you for another amazing year. You're all beautiful, as Lauren said. Love
Yeah.
you guys. Never
See you
change. Just kidding.
then.
Change for the better. All right. See you guys later.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Cimorelli podcast. Follow Cimorelli on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube. You can also find Cimorelli on Facebook and Instagram.